Hi, this is Thalia MK at Health 2.0 Conference Dubai Winter 2022, and I have with me Mr. Michael Kagan from Reagenics Research Israel, and he was also awarded for outstanding leadership. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Please tell us about your company and yourself.
So, first of all, I live in Jerusalem. I'm originally from England, and I moved to Israel many years ago. And I've been involved as an entrepreneur for many years. I have a science and technology background. And I think what I'm doing now is the most exciting thing that I've had the opportunity to do. It's growing plant stem cells in bioreactors. So today, one of the big fashions is cultured meat. So you don't kill the animal in order to get meat. You take a cutting from the animal, you revert the meat into stem cells, and then you can grow them at large. So we do the same thing for plants. So many plants today are endangered species, or very expensive, or climate change is changing agricultural habits. We can replace all that by growing in bioreactors natural plants, the cells of plants, not little plants with little roots, little leaves, but the cells of the plants. And inside the cells, they still have all the good, healthy, nutritious molecules.
So it is like a tablet. I'm so sorry. It's so astonishing. So what is the appearance like? Because as you said, it's not roots, it's not plants. So how it appears?
So inside the reactors where they grow, when we harvest it, it just looks like No, that's what we put it into. No, it grows as sticky mush. It grows as sticky mush, but these are cells that grow, just repeat themselves. Like you and me, we both started off as stem cells. Okay, what is a stem cell? It's a stem cell that is not yet a skin cell or a lip cell or an eye cell or a lung cell. These are not an atom, a cell. A cell that is not differentiated. And these have the ability just to keep growing. And then when they get together, they begin to signal to each other, okay, you be a lung. You work like a lung. And you can be a liver, and you can be skin, and you can be... And they talk to each other, and they differentiate, and they become bodies like you and me. But if you can revert the cells back to the stem cell, so they're not differentiated, then they start reproducing as if they've just been born.
So I was about to ask you about the reproducing. So for example, the first step is you take the stem from the original plant, and there are so many plants which are now not existent because of climate change, as you already mentioned, or by people harvesting all the forests and killing the plants and stuff like that. So tell us that are your cells, the one you're producing, are able to reproduce on their own without reusing the original plant?
You got it.
Yes.
Look how brilliant you are. You got it. We do need an original plant, right? You have to start with some plant. You take a cutting from that plant, you bring it into the laboratory, you have to clean it very well so there's no contamination. We then do our magic, we revert it to the stem cells, and then they start reproducing. We have them in liquids, and they start reproducing. It's really science fiction.
Yes, it is.
It's science fiction. You can see it on, going to Mars, you'll have these things, growing your own plant stem cells, and then out of the stem cells you get all the health and nutrition of the original plant. It does take a while to get your head around it.
To accept it.
And to accept it as well. But it turns out, interestingly enough, that the plant stem cells, also have great nutritional value. It's not just we're taking those cells and taking out from it the molecules inside. For instance, one of the things we started with was to see if we can grow cannabinoids from cannabis. Cannabinoids is CBD and THC from cannabis. Can we grow the stem cells of a cannabis plant without growing the plant? And inside the cells are the active ingredients like the THC and the CBD that have their good effect on you or make you high or heal the body. And we can do that. But it turns out that the cells themselves, the plants are what we call plant medicine. In traditional societies, especially in America, the Native American societies, they call it plant medicine. And the medicine from the plant is very, very powerful. So we have a series of products that we're developing which use actually the stem cells, not just what's inside. So we have now, I don't know what the audience will think about this, but psychedelics from plants, which are very, very powerful now for mental health. We have proteins, plant proteins, which are replacement for meat. We're growing grape stem cells, so you don't have to drink a bottle of wine to get the goodness of grape. That would be very good for here, right? Dubai, you don't drink wine. So, but it would be an interesting question. I don't know. In Muslim law, do you know whether you can eat grapes? Can you eat grapes?
We do eat grapes. We do eat all the fruits. We just avoid alcohol. Anything which is processed to a content where the alcohol is there, which makes our mental stable sense of consciousness deprived from making decisions. Okay. Amazing STEM questions. Like you are reproducing also with the plant. Is your company also planning to make, as you said, plant-based medicines are very effective for many other diseases? Are you planning to make medicines out of those reproduced plants?
So the answer is yes. My company is what we call a B2B company, which business to business. So our job will not be to do the formulations and then to put products, at least not in this stage, on the shelf. But we do have, we work with many formulators, and I have my own ideas of formulations. In the end, plants, and this is very sad, it is that plants are becoming rarer. It's becoming more difficult to grow them. There's lack of water. There's so much drought. There's so many fires, and climate change is shifting agriculture. So we do present a solution to that. So pharmaceutical companies are very interested in what we're doing in order to get the active ingredients from the cells that we're growing, because that's where they get them from. So we can provide very high quality, GMP, pharmaceutical grade, consistent products, all in bioreactors and much, much cheaper. I'll give you one which you may know about, saffron.
Yes.
Okay, so yesterday I had the fish downstairs, and what does it say? Fish spiced with saffron. Okay, I went to a restaurant, I had a soup, saffron. Saffron is the most expensive spice on the planet. Yes, it's more expensive than gold. We can grow saffron in our bioreactors.
Wow.
It doesn't come out as little threads, but it comes out as biomass, and we can turn the biomass into saffron powder. We can put it into drinks and put it into food, and you can put it into your soups. Same.
Amazing.
So that's one of our things.
As your company, how long has your company been in existence? First, tell us that as well, and tell us how your company is impacting the world. What is the impact of your company?
So the company is very young. We started actually in 2019. I had my first laboratories in Poland, actually, and then COVID hit and we had to close everything down. And I thought that was the end of the company. That's a pity because it's so important. And then somebody put me in contact with somebody who put me in contact with somebody, and suddenly I had an investor. We had enough investment now to open up new laboratories, to hire new people. I have a great team in Israel. And we're making all this progress. Soon we'll be having a production facility, a small production facility in the north of Israel. And then companies are turning to us in Malaysia and in Europe and in America and in Canada to set up production facilities. And let me tell you about here. I know. I guess you're about to ask me what about here in Dubai and the UAE. So what I've been learning about the country and the whole region is the desire to be self-sufficient. And this is critical. In Israel, it's a huge question because we used to have a lot of agriculture in Israel. And because Israel is such a small country with a growing population, a lot of the agricultural land is being converted into housing. And so we're importing agriculture, which is something that until a few years ago was unthinkable. Here as well, you've been importing a lot of your produce from outside, and there is now a government move to be self-sustaining, using high-tech and biotech and a lot of Israeli technology to increase harvesting and food supplies from within the country. So if anything should happen, as it's happened in Europe, you're self-sufficient. We actually have now opened up contacts with the government of Dubai to begin to explore using our methodology of bioreactors and plant. And I should say, this is not GMO, right? This is not genetically modified organisms. This is the real plant, just in the cell form. And to grow vital materials for you here. That's part of our game plan.
Okay, I just want to ask you, see, nobody is open for change. I will tell you that it's a tough part, and your company is new as well, and over here in Dubai as well, we all are so traditionally used to you having plant, having meat, having stuff like that. Tell us, what are the challenges you are facing, and how can you convince or at least inform people that these changes are positive changes? And as you already mentioned that you're planning to come in Middle Eastern market, as you have had the networking sessions and learning experiences over here, tell us, are they impactful for your company? Like whatever you have learned from, are they impacting you in any way, or changes you're going to make with the Middle Eastern market with your product?
Okay, great question. You're really good. So let me answer like this. When it comes to cultured meat, yes, which is the ability to make a steak or a hamburger through another method, which is still meat, that has a lot of resistance, because, wait a minute, is this really meat? I want it from a cow, I don't want it from a machine. So I understand that, but what we're doing in our company is we're not making plants. I'm not making a banana that grows inside a vessel. I'm not making an apple. We're doing something completely different. So user acceptance is much easier, because if I give you a bottle of water and it says saffron inside, yes, with all the health that's good for your skin, that's good for your eyes, that's good for everything, there's not a big problem in people saying saffron inside, and it really is saffron. So it's not that I'm selling you a thread and I'm saying, you know, it's like saffron, it could be saffron, tastes like saffron. No, what we're doing is growing cells that are actually saffron with the crocin, the safranol, and all the good things inside it. So the user acceptance is much easier than if it was, as I said before, a steak or a pork chop or a hamburger. You know, and think about this in the Islamic world and in the Jewish world. If you make cultured pork, you know, is that acceptable? Is that not acceptable? Is it halal? Is it kosher? Huge barriers. Okay, that's not my business. We're going right underneath the acceptance barrier. That's what we're doing.
I think so. When you are starting off, you need to respect the boundaries. We need to accept it. That then only the product can be acceptable, or people are going towards to accept it or try it at the start. Thank you so much for your time. Congratulations for your award, and I hope to see these things, because why not? Why we can save environment, we can save animal, plants, and still have all the nutrients and enjoy our food and have healthy life as well. Thank you for everything. Before you go, if anybody wants to, any company, or we want to have your advice or collaborate with you, how can we reach out to you?
You get us through our website, www.reagenics.com. You're welcome to come and visit us in Jerusalem. Easy to get there. And if anybody wants to know more, please contact me directly at www.reagenics.com. Thank you very much.